Hi, my name is Brett, and today I'm going to be talking about how to make geographical maps for Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game. Um, Dungeons and Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game where a group of people tell a collaborative story of conquest and adventure and all sorts of fun shenanigans that you can just, whatever comes to your mind, you can accomplish. But the most important part of telling that story with your group of friends is having it set in a location. And one of the best ways to develop that location is by creating your own geographical map. And one of those ways I like to create my geological maps for these stories is I take a piece of paper and I grab a set or a couple sets of my tabletop dice. Those range from anywhere from a D4, which is a 4-sided dice, to a D20, which is a 20-sided dice. And what you first start to do is with your blank sheet of paper, you can grab a handful of your dice, however many you want, depending on the size of the map that you want to make, and you will grab them, dropping stuff on the floor, and roll them onto your piece of paper. If they fall off, roll them again. And at that point, you can take your pencil and you can draw a nice kind of rough outline of where the dice landed when you rolled them. And if you have large gaps between the dice, you can use that as an opportunity to create a geographical feature. You know, fjords or bays, mountains, all that fun stuff. And now that you've rolled the dice onto the piece of paper and you drew your outline, you can take a look at the dice you rolled and you can assign them certain geographical features. So for my 4-sided dice, which are these ones right here, nice 4-sided little pyramids, I like to make those mountains. So I like to mark out where those mountains are on that map. And then my 10-sided dice, I make little circles or arcs, depending on how close they are to the other dice, and those could be my lakes. And at this point, I can kind of move all the dice off the sheet of paper and begin kind of delving deeper into what those locations look like. So my mountains, I'll draw like more exaggerated points. They kind of signal to me like, hey, there's a mountain range there. And my circles, I'll kind of draw little squiggly lines in them. Be like, that's a lake. And after you do all that, you have yourself a nice little rough outline of your geographical map for your Dungeons and Dragons story. After you do all your rough draft stuff, you can go back into it, kind of clean it up how you like it. You can add in some color to it with some colored pencils or markers, Sharpies, whatever you like that you feel like you need. You can add towns. You can start naming the towns. You can name the mountain ranges. And from that point on, you can begin to develop the stories with a little more substance to them and really anchor that story into a location. So all in all, Dungeons and Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game, and in that game, you are telling a collaborative story with a group of friends or some other people that you want to play this game with. And those stories need to be situated and anchored in locations. And these locations can be easily made using a piece of paper and some dice. Excuse me. Getting over a slight cold. And that that's how you easily make geographical maps to help you tell stories. Thanks.